In the early part of the 18th century, there lived at the foot of the Carpathian Mountains a strange and most unusual rabbi. His name was Israel ben Eliezer. He wandered through the little towns of Poland preaching a new message, a message of direct worship of God, a message of cheer, of kindness, and the importance of shiflut, or humility. Through all the towns of Eastern Europe, the fame of this great tzaddik, or righteous one, spread, and many were the tales of his miraculous deeds. In fact, the people referred to him never by his given name, but as the Baal Shem Tov, the master of the good name. There was no doubt in their minds that the tzaddik went every Friday on a flight to the heavens to consult with the Lord about the weighty problems of people in his part of the world. One Friday night, after the blessings and dinner, the Hasidim, or his followers, were sitting about a sumptuous table drinking their wine and chanting Sabbath songs, celebrating the arrival of the holy day. The Baal Shem sat melancholy in his deep chair. One of his followers leaned over and asked, "Master, it is not like you to be so downcast. Tell us, have the heavens made you sad? What did you encounter there? Tell us." The rabbi replied, "If I am grieved, it is because the world is full of foolish people who hold on to tinsel and throw away the most precious things. This afternoon, while I was resting in my study, the spirits, and blessed be they, took me far into the heavens to visit my young cousin who died in Vienna many years ago. He died a rich man with many honors and accomplishments." The Hasidim burst forth with eager questions. "Tell us, Master, what did he look like? Did he recognize you? How does he feel, or does he feel nothing?" The Baal Shem heaved a deep sigh and continued, "I found my cousin Sholem in the midst of a handsome crowd. His beard was still brown, and his face shone like the setting sun. He sat on a throne and was surrounded by 1,000 little things, each one glistening like a pearl. From afar came music and voices such as only the heavens can send forth. And there were visitors with him, just 2 or 3, sitting on the ground. What are all these jewels?" I asked in amazement after we'd shaken hands and embraced each other. "Look closer, my cousin," said Shalom. "You should remember many of these precious things." I went nearer, for my eyes are not as sharp as they used to be, and then I saw that these weren't jewels at all. They were only cast-off objects. I saw a little bell that my cousin had once found in the yard when as boys we played at our grandfather's house. I saw an old watch without hands which our uncle had given us to take apart. There was a cracked set of tefillin. I remember seeing that somewhere in the attic. And there was a simple pin his mother had used to fasten her shawl. And what I thought to be a throne upon which Sholem sat was only an old kitchen stool, the one he used to sit in to watch his mother as she cooked. Such and no better were all the many things surrounding him in his heavenly abode, the things that looked to me like sublime jewelry. And then I could make out the sweet voices from afar. They were only the sad little melodies we learned in our tiny shul, hummed by our frail little cantor. And the friends around my cousin were Chaim, the tailor who gave him a home while he studied in Vienna, and Moshe, the youthful comrade whom Shalom had neglected when he became a rich man. See, a true friend always forgives and forgets, at least in heaven. But nowhere did I see a sign of all the important people and expensive luxuries that had surrounded my cousin when he was so big a man that no one could get near him unless one were of the same stature. And as you know, in our town, there are only little people. I tell you, not one of the magnates, not one of the elegant personages who used to surround my cousin did I see up there. And none of the precious objects of gold, none of the papers with all the important signatures did I see there. Not even the letter from the Kaiser himself when he made Shalom one of the counselors of his court. The only letter I found was one that his father had written the day before he died. It was in poor script because my uncle was not a learned man. It said little more than this over and over. Blessed are you, my son. Blessed be you, my son. Blessed are you, my son. Before I came down from the clouds, because the holy evening was drawing nearer and nearer, I again embraced my cousin and asked him, "Give me a word, my friend, before I part." And he said to me with tears in his eyes, "If a sinner may teach a sage, the world hangs on to tinsel and make-believe, while the most precious things are those that people throw away." The most precious things are those that people throw away.